going on, guys? It is Aidan Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining me here today, this morning, Sunday. Hey, it is a Sunday where the Lions are not playing. They've got the day off. You got a rooting guide coming at you a little bit later in this show, and I think we're probably most Lions fans, whether you're sitting in front of your TVs, your phones, or whatever, watching games today, you've got a lot to be thankful for today and a lot to root for today. Let's be fair. We've got 4 games left to play in the Lions' regular season schedule. You're going to get a lot of guys back in the next few weeks. That's at least the anticipation as far as the injured players on the Detroit Lions. There's some rumors about off-season stuff hitting more and more, probably because there isn't a Detroit Lions game today. But also, it seems like in the last week, we're right about a week or so, we've gotten a lot of updates on Aidan Hutchinson, amongst other people. So, yes, we will dive into that a little bit more today's show. Today's show's mostly going to be about the 5 headlines now, the rumor mills and stuff like that. We'll get into all that. But before we do, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are less than 80 subs away from hitting 11,700. So if you can help out with that, that would be great. Also, if you have a free second of time, it doesn't cost you a dang dime. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, that like button, etc. As you probably know, it helps the channel out exponentially. And we try to get every video between 200, 300, or 475 billion thumbs up or likes. So if you guys can hit that button, hey, please do so. Last but not least, if you are looking for maybe a stocking stuffer, something to read, maybe you're just bored and want to shoot a BB gun at some paper, please consider going to Amazon.com or wherever you order your books and reading literature, and order Kajora book. It is the first of a 9-part series. The second book releases next year, and then you're going to have a book coming out every consecutive year, as I just signed the paperwork to get them all released, but I don't want to do them all at the same time, so you're going to have a few years to drag this thing out, I guess. Anyway, so go to Amazon.com, order it. It is historical fictional novel based on actual timeline historical events, but the characters within these events are fictional. They are not real, allegedly. So go ahead and check it out, and then hey, if you like the book, leave a kind review if you would, please. All right, without further ado, I think we got all the jibber jabber out of the way. Let's go ahead and get into 5 headlines now. I do feel like my voice is starting to come back more and more, and let me tell you, I am producing a lot of bodily fluids, though, clearing out the old the body from this cold. So hey, it's a great day to be a Lions fan, and being able to talk again is not a bad thing. All right, 5 headlines now. Let's kick this off. Detroit Lions Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn ranked as NFL head coaching candidate. Story by Jared Ramsey of the Detroit Free Press. And I think we all get it. The day is coming this off season where these guys are going to be getting interviewed. They are going to be potentially out of Detroit. Doesn't mean they will leave. Doesn't mean the Ford family isn't going to try to pony up, or I guess maybe technically I say the Hamp family, but we all get it, the Ford family, to try to keep these guys. Obviously, somebody's going to interview both of these gentlemen, and I think Hank Fraley, Kelvin Shepard, other guys are going to get interviewed. Whenever you're successful, everybody wants to steal from your success. Now, remind you, in this past offseason, Lions front office got rated pretty hard for the second straight offseason. I don't think that's going to stop or change. You're going to see a lot of scouts get interviewed from the Detroit franchise to go up and be, assistant GMs or, just advance their careers. And that's what you do in any profession. You look to advance. Now, how many of them are going to leave? That will be the big question, but I do anticipate this offseason you will see more than a few Detroit Lions front office executives, coaches, scouts get asked to interview and probably go out of Detroit. Will Ben Johnson get a head coaching job finally? Will Aaron Glenn finally get one? I'm guessing we'll deal with that a lot this offseason, but most from my heart, I hope just for a pure selfish standpoint, they stay. With that also being said, as somebody who's coached for a gajillion years, I hope both of them get exactly what they want. And if they want a head coaching opportunity, I hope they're both presented one. All right, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur and the Detroit Lions fan get into yelling match pregame. This is from the Detroit Free Press. And you guys probably already heard the story. If not, let me bring you up to speed. I guess in pregame functions on the field Thursday before the game, Matt LaFleur, and I don't know the full details, but I guess some Lions fan who was out on the field, a part of pregame ceremonies, doing some stuff with the American flag and that stuff. I don't know. Somebody said something about somebody's mama. The fan gave him the throat slash. Now, I did see the interview with the fan saying he thought the LaFleur kind of instigated things because it made some comments about the Lions. I guess it ultimately comes down to he said, she said type stuff. But whatever it is, you're an NFL coach. I don't care if you're an NFL coach, an Major League Baseball coach, NBA coach, a G League coach, a college coach. You're going to get taunted, especially when you're on the road at their facilities. The fact that you respond to it, to me, that's the problematic part. Hell, man, even at the middle school or high school levels, there are fans that are going to taunt you. They're going to talk about your mama. They're going to talk about your dad. They're going to talk about your hair. They're going to talk about all sorts of things. You just can't let it get to you. And the fact that LaFleur did probably illustrates just how much tension there was on the Green Bay Packers sideline throughout this game. They probably understood if they didn't get that game, which they didn't, we all get, their chances to win the NFC North were donezo. They also knew that, man, is as good an opportunity for them to beat the Lions as they're probably ever going to get. The Lions had 4,765 guys on the defensive line alone not available to play that game. And the fact you didn't take advantage of it and get the win, to me, the fact LaFleur got into it and so egregiously with a Detroit Lions fan, he was feeling some stress in that game for sure. All right, look, Detroit Lions rookie cornerback Terrion Arnold rocks Michigan jersey courtside at Chrysler Arena. Sports Illustrated, Matt Lonsberry. Hey, Arnold might be the subject of a lot of people saying, man, put him on the bench. He gets too many flags. And, hey, you're playing person to person or man to man, whatever you want to call it, coverage at the NFL level. You're going to get more penalties. I also think being a rookie, you're probably going to get more penalties. But whether you're Sauce Gardner or Terrion Arnold, it is happening this year. Flags are being thrown, and I think Lions fans sometimes want to throw daggers at the guy, and then when Vildor comes in, they want to throw daggers at that guy, and then if Dorsey comes in from that guy, they want to throw daggers at that guy. What I can say based on this story is Terrion Arnold has fully embraced Michigan. He's fully embraced being a Detroit Lion. He wants to be here. He likes it here, and more you're seeing him kind of emerge amongst other players, not just him by any stretch of the imagination, into the Michigan culture, and I think you're seeing fans really embrace him because of it amongst other players. I think he's really grown up a lot this season, not just on the field, but you can see the little things he's doing off the field. This is just, I think, another step towards that evolutionary process of his anticipation of being a Detroit Lion probably for life. You can't blame him, man. It's you got a good thing going here in Detroit with the Lions. Detroit Lions defensive line Pat O'Connor makes a primetime leap he never thought he'd take. Sean Windsor, Detroit Free Press. Windsor, who you guys know, he's been with the Free for, I don't know, over 30, maybe 40 years now as a Lions reporter, amongst other things he's covered. But he's not wrong. Pat O'Connor, he's made a name for himself in about a month, maybe a little bit less than a month with the Detroit Lions really giving an opportunity. As a coach, you always telling people, you're always preaching, hey, if you're a backup, you've got to be ready to go because when your opportunity knocks, you've got to be there to take advantage of it. And he has definitely, in my opinion, taken advantage of it. I don't think there's too many Lions fans at this point who don't know who this kid is because you're always seeing him do something, and it's usually something positive. Doesn't mean it's always the greatest rep, every rep he's out there, but he's making enough good reps. He's doing some stuff where I think the average Lions fan knows who he is. Now, the above average Lions fan probably definitely knows who he is. And O'Connor, Hey, man, you always talk about with the Detroit Lions, next man up. You've got the next man up with him. You know what? He's taking deep advantage of it. And again, going back to Pro Football Focus, I like a lot of their grades. I will never understand their grade from this last week that he was the lowest rated defensive lineman for either team this past weekend, because somebody's got to explain that to me, because I thought that kid was out there hustling on Thursday night. He split some gaps. He shut down a few runs. He got some pressure consistently, I thought, on a couple key downs after Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Tennessee gives Detroit Lions their roar. This is from Forbes. Normally, I probably wouldn't put this out there, but Forbes magazine, throughout this season, you've heard me talk about, man, the Washington Post is covering the Detroit Lions. You've heard me talk about the New York Times is covering the Detroit Lions, the Arizona Republic. And for those who don't know, if you never lived out west or down south, in that part of the country, that's a major newspaper. They get a lot of good reporters there, a lot of good journalists, maybe I should even say, and they do some real great work. Forbes magazine now seems to be covering the Detroit Lions fairly regularly. They dive into with this story, and I encourage you all, if you got some free time today, go read it. But they do a deep dive in all the different aspects that has revitalized the Detroit Lions and how that is translating to help revitalize the city, Raiders area of Detroit as well. Man, I'm getting a little tongue-tied twisted there, but you get it. So check it out. I think it is a multi-layered, and we all get it by this point. The front office has changed. The community's changed their opinions of the Detroit Lions. The players, coaches, it's all changed. But it is translating off the field into Metro Detroit and helping revitalize that area. All right, you know what? You get a bonus one today with the 5 headlines now, so it's actually 6. Hey, and he didn't even have to pay anything extra for it. NFL rumors, Aidan Hutchinson could return from injury if Lions make Super Bowl 59. Maybe sooner. This is from Bleacher Report, Adam Wells. We've been talking about it. I know I said it in the start of the show. We've been talking about it for a hot minute. We've been talking about it. It feels like since the moment he was literally laying on the field in Dallas, man, he's already slated for return. But what we can say is the evidence is all there. You're seeing him walk around. You're seeing him post videos. You're hearing from medical people, not YouTube people, not sports reporters from print media, but medical people. Different doctors have come through and say, yes, look at where he's at in the tub program. So for those who don't know, when you break a lower portion of your body to help with the recovery process, you're often put in an aqua tub. They'll keep it up to 100% level, so right up to your chin. That makes your body weightless in there, or virtually weightless, so you can help expedite the recovery process, re-strengthening muscles, etc. He's gone through that, and from what's been explained to me, you take that water level down about 10% every time you feel like the subject has regained some ability to put strength, weight bearing back on that limb or extremity. In the Aidan Hutchinson case, that broken leg, he's already down to below 50%. And that's in less than 3 weeks in the aqua tub. So he has made a rapid recovery. That's the one thing you're hearing multiple different doctors, physicians mention, is the fact that he's eliminated that much from the aqua tub and put that much weight bearing back onto it. He is not just healing, he is healing incredibly fast. Now, talking to different trainers, where you're talking about professional trainers, where you're talking about college trainers, or yes, I even talked to our high school trainer at the school I coach at. Did not want to come on camera, by the way. Didn't feel comfortable with it. But talking to all of them, they say the same thing. The NFL has clearly more money to throw at things like this, especially for someone like Aidan Hutchinson, than a high school would, than your average college, including the University of Michigan or USC and stuff like that. They've got so much more ability to help somebody heal than even your best Trauma One center in the United States or Europe or anything like that. They are throwing everything at the guy. And the big part is this week, Aidan Hutchinson came out and said he wants to return. So that to me is the thing. If you have medical staffs working with you nonstop, and now the subject, Aidan Hutchinson in this case, comes out and says, I want to return. I want to be back on the field this season. It doesn't matter what you or I say or think. If the medical staff say, he's ever going to get clear to do it, then he's probably going to do it, especially if he so desires. His ability to recover and what the Lions medical staff, we saw it last year with Gardner Johnson. To be honest, you saw it with James Houston last year. Was he fully effective when he returned? No, the difference in my opinion, Aidan Hutchinson and James Houston's recovery, Aidan Hutchinson didn't break his ankle and didn't mess up any tendons, blood vessels, nerve endings, anything like that. Aidan Hutchinson had a clean break. It was just the bone. So I think we all might be getting some good news somewhere in the next month, maybe less than a month by the end of this calendar month, that Aidan Hutchinson might actually be on the practice field doing some things. Is he going to be in full pads? Man, I have no clue. Is he going to be out there running around chasing down quarterbacks, early next month? I have no idea. What we can say about it, though, is everybody who's medically qualified to talk about it is saying, yes, it is a real big possibility. Aidan Hutchinson, as you can see in the thumbnail, or excuse me, the cut line, may be back for the Super Bowl, maybe sooner. And that sooner does seem to be consistently mentioned as the NFC title game. Will that happen? I do not know. But I would say everybody who's medically qualified to talk about it seems to think it is becoming more and more a realistic opportunity for them. All right, let's go ahead and, don't have a main topic of the day that we haven't already talked about, but what the heck? We'll talk about it a little bit more in the main topic of the day. All right, main topic of the day with all these different rumors. Hutchinson, do you want him to return or not? If you're a medically qualified person, do you want him back on the field if he, passes all the tests? We'll find out. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. Let's also extend that to the other coaches, Kelvin Shepard, Hank Fraley. This offseason, do you really think they're going to take off? If you do think so, where do you want to end up, have them go to be head coaches or wherever they may go? Throw your thoughts in the comments section where you want AG to potentially end up. How about Ben Johnson? I know I don't want either one of them in Chicago, but it is a possibility. One of them, probably Ben Johnson, would be the fit there because you're probably going to want an offensive coach to work with Caleb Williams. But where do you want these guys to extend their careers and evolve them in the future? Kelvin Shepard, if he doesn't end up getting a DC job somewhere else, or maybe, I guess, potentially a head coaching job, I'd like to see if Aaron Glenn did leave. This is just my thoughts. Yours can be completely different. I'd like to see him stay in-house and take AG's job. I'd like, me as a coach, I always like rewarding people that are currently here versus pulling in somebody else. Now, that's assuming that that person in-house is as qualified as that person you're potentially interviewing externally. Other than Aidan Hutchinson, is there anybody else you want to potentially see return by the end of this month or the start of the playoffs next month? Because I guess I do have to keep reminding myself, technically speaking, the Detroit Lions regular season doesn't end until the first weekend of January or whatever it is. So what is it, January 5th? I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go down in the next 4 weeks for the Detroit Lions on the field. Now, what's going to happen off the field in the couple months after that? I think that's we're going to have a lot of news, a bacon and a shaking around here. All right, one other thing I want to bring up. I want to bring up the NFL scoreboard so we can talk about a little bit of a rooting guide today. I mean, there's probably not a huge amount that's going to affect us, but let's go ahead and go over to our rooting guide. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I think most of us are going to say, really, there's only 2 games. But let's dive through it all. Jaguars, Titans, probably not a big thing here either way, so I'm going to pass on that. Raiders, Buccaneers, you know what? Go Raiders. I hope they beat the Bucs. Falcons, Vikings, for one day, I am an Atlanta freak flag flying Falcons fan. Yes, I can't probably say that 5 times fast, but I am going to be rooting for Kirk Cousins and the Falcons here. Big time. Browns, Steelers, don't really care, but I guess I'll go with Steelers just because they're going to play the Ravens coming up, I want to say next week, if I'm not mistaken. Philadelphia is hosting the Panthers. Man, Bryce Young, real quick, not Detroit Lions stuff, but has he revitalized his career? And it's hard for me to say that as he's just a second-year player, but everybody thought he was a bust. But since he's been reinserted in the starting lineup down in Carolina, I think he's played pretty dang well. And you're starting to see him look like that guy you saw in Alabama. Saints, Giants. I'm going to go with the Giants. Let me know your thoughts, of course, on all these in the comments section. Jets, Dolphins, don't really care one way or the other. But you know what? let's just go with the Jets. Just so the Dolphins, I don't know. I guess if I got to pick someone, I guess I'll pick them. Falcons, Seahawks, Cards. I'm going to go with the Cards, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's not a real thought there. Bills, Rams. I'm going to go with the Bills just because I really don't want to potentially see the Rams again in the playoffs. I'm kind of over the Matthew Stafford versus Goff thing. You know, it was cool last year. It was cool to start this year. I really don't care to see it again, but we might end up having to see it again. 49ers, Bears. This is a tough one for me either way. I really would love to just see the 49ers continue their losing ways because we're going to play them obviously pretty quickly here. Then again, the Bears, I don't want them gaining any momentum before we play them again. So I'm going to say this is a toss-up, but I guess at the end of the day, if I had to pick, I guess I'll root for the 49ers versus the Bears. Chiefs, Chargers, don't really care, so I'm going to just say Chargers just because they are U of M to the West. Cowboys, Bengals, you know what? How about them Cowboys? Let's get them a win. Maybe they'll have something to play for. I think they played the Philadelphia still one more time this year. Again, maybe they'll have a little bit more juice in them if they're on a winning streak and potentially could upset Philadelphia if I'm not wrong in that they need to play them one more time. All right, Duke Crew, let's get over to you guys. Yes, my voice is mostly returned, so I should be able to I guess get through this and read most of the comments without any issues. And it's good to feel back again. Maybe not 100%, but you know what? I'm going to power through irregardless. All right, I'm scrolling to the top of the screen. Un momento, por favor. All right, Michael, great salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, exclamation points. Superdome, Super Bowl, one pride, woo, woo, and back at you. JDC, morning all. Same to you, my friend. Good to see you this morning. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. I can confirm I see Super Bowl. Woo! Yeah, my woos still probably aren't the most woo-tastic, but you know what? Every day is one step further. Moonscar, hey, good morning, Weekend Warriors off the Duke Crew starting up. Back at you, my friend. Good to talk to you a little bit this morning, even though I couldn't really talk too much as I was getting ready for the show. Moonscar, some fun championship college football games last night. There were, man. There were indeed. And yeah, it would have been nice to see Michigan in it just to have some kind of local flavoring. But obviously, they had a great ending with the win over Ohio State, but unfortunately, that doesn't get them in the championship. See, Hardy, with the Buffalo game start at 4 p.m. Oh, man, I already took that off the screen. I don't remember what time it is. If you guys can't help him out in the comment section. Lauren, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Super Bowl or bust. Woo, woo, woo. You know what? Just for you, I'll give you a 1, 2, 3, and a... And I get to clear my throat while I'm not on air. All right, Burger Time. Good morning, Coach. Hope you're feeling better. Go Lions. Woo! Yeah, I am, man. I am. Still producing some phlegm for sure, but, definitely getting better than I was. Let's see more. Good morning, Coach Dan and Duke. It's game day. Buffalo is a week away. Yes, you are correct there. Time to enjoy some not so great football. If I had a lawn to cut, that's what I would be doing, or Christmas shopping. Hey, you can do all the above. I'm going to be doing I won't be able to, I know a couple of you guys asked this week if I could do like a watch day rooting against teams thing. We're going to be getting in a practice today before our games Tuesday, because we cannot get on the court tomorrow because they've got something going on at the gymnasium tomorrow. So that's what I will be doing this afternoon. Let's see, Burger Time. Good morning, JDC. Go Lions! Exclamation points. Hopefully we get some help today. Hopefully, indeed. Clark, yo. Good morning, all. Back at you. Big Eddie, going to sit around and root for some other teams today. All right? I think there will be a lot of Lions fans doing that for sure, man. Moodscar, yes, it will stay at 4. It's on CBS, and that is their best 4 o'clock matchup. Yeah, I'd say that's one of the primetime ones. They're allowed to block the NFL from moving it, plus this Sunday night's game in Green Bay, Seattle, which are 2 good teams. Yes, that'll be another good one for sure. And, hey, we'll see what shakes out. Lord Justice for JMO, glad to see the bum caught a $20K fine. Yeah, I know I did a quick video on it yesterday. I'm just really surprised he didn't get suspended or slapped with like $100,000, $200,000 fine. And I know I talked about it to death yesterday, but my thought is, man, you cannot, and I can't underscore not enough with that, allow stuff like that to happen. Because while this one, thankfully nobody got hurt or anything, somebody gets hurt because somebody who's not even in the field of play takes a shot at somebody. Man, calamity would have ensued. You would have probably seen, guys going after guys in the game anytime they come over the sideline. You, as the NFL, I think just, I wanted to say, messed up the bed. We'll put it that way. I think you just left open a window for everybody to say, hey, we can do this on the sidelines. You got to slam the door on that so everybody feels like this is without question. I even think about doing something like this on the sideline. Yeah, I'm going to get nailed. So, I think the NFL messed that one up. Trey, for real about Jameson, kid gets a bad rap about him, but the video shows what happened. The Bears player should have been fined a lot more. Yeah, I think many people are feeling that way about it. It's nice to have a fine, but that fine doesn't really stop most NFL players from doing anything. See, Scar at Clark as well. How goes the Christmas lighting and decorating this year? Waiting on another Christmas bonus jam of the month. Yes, I heard they were making a newer version of that movie. There was something on Amazon Prime, like a pop-up for it. I have no idea if that's true or not, but like a modern-day version of Christmas Vacation. Bo did the fine on Tyreek Stevens and change how anyone feels about J-Mo. I think you're right that the video, when it came out, whatever it was, a day or two after the Thanksgiving game, that probably does add a lot of context to why Jameson did that. And again, I know we talked about it when it happened. When the video came out, a lot of Lions fans were upset with him. I think a lot of Lions fans, once they saw the video, became a lot more forgiving of Jameson Williams at that point. Because I think most people, being tripped is one thing for sure. You could have injured me or whatever. Then shooting a snot rocket at him, yeah, that's crossing the line, in my opinion, or spitting at him, whatever he may have done. I think that's, man, Jameson Williams is a better dude to me, because I would have been going at him. And I probably would have been thrown out of the game. Probably, like I said, calamity ensues, etc. See, Flance, I think for many fans, the video of that trip did impact their view of J-Mo. Yeah, probably made them feel better about him, made them feel more assured, made them feel more justified in his response. Brother Ken Grease, salutations, Coach Dan and Duke Crew, back at you, my friend. I know it's early where you're at, so hopefully you're having a good start to your day. All right, has the Lions ever gone 6-0 in the division? Oof. In this division or new setup that they've had for whatever it is, 20-some years now, I don't believe they have. Let's see, Darce, at Art, I know other teams have, not sure about Detroit. Yeah, I don't 100% know, but I'm pretty sure they have not in this new divisional format. Well, the newest divisional format of the last 20 years or whatever it is. Michael D, not my lifetime of 69 years. Okay. Flathead Frank, Lions magic number is 3 with wins or losses by both Eagles and Vikings for the number 1 seed. And 3, any Vikings loss for the NFC North Championship, number 2 seed, strength of victory, Lions 3, Eagles 7, Vikings 22. Okay, so we're down. I mean, we only have so many games left, so you're going to start seeing some of these things come off the board. Note Scar, they have never been 6-0 since it came to the 4-team NFC North. Yeah, and I didn't think they had, but I wasn't 100% sure. Thanks for that, Moodscar. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Working day, so can only really listen in. I'm hoping Philly and Minnie drop once today. I think everybody else is on that same wagon. Jason, Rudy Guide, you've got it, man. Hopefully you got to catch it, my friend. Good morning, by the way. JDC, getting real in the D. Go Lions. Back at you. Brother Ken. Dan, Bill Belichick is trying to credit Matt Patricia for laying the foundation for Lions success. Maybe in an odd way by blowing everything up, totally trashing a perennial playoff team into the dirt. Maybe he did in some regards. I guess it really comes down to your point of view. I would probably not have that take on it, but hey, it doesn't mean somebody else can, I guess. Red Screen, what do you got? Staying up just to hear this news. I hope it's worth it. I hope so, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it and hopefully have a great day. Susan laughing out loud. Patricia didn't do us anything here. Give him 0 credit, Brother Ken. Yeah, well, from a certain standpoint, I guess you could say he was so bad here that allowed you to get those picks that helped become these guys. So I guess you could look at it that way. Matty Beat, what's up, Coach? Exclamation point. What's up, Dude Crew? Number 1 in the North. Woo! Number 1 in the NFC. Woo! Woo! Number 1 in the NFL. Woo! Woo! Sorry, man. I'm doing what I can with the woos. Man Bear, good morning, friends. Back at you. Moonscar Matt Patricia has lost a considerable amount of weight. He doesn't look like the same guy. Good for him. Yeah, I haven't seen a picture of him in probably since he was a Detroit Lion. But to be fair, I just really haven't paid attention to him since he was out of the Lions. Jason, this team needs rest. Let's heal up and crush the Bills next week. Superdome or bust. I would think, but I don't know. But if you were asking me, I'm thinking Decker's back next week. Let's see who else. Reeder, McNeil. I wouldn't be surprised if Levi Onwuzurike is back. I want to say he was a hamstring, if I'm not mistaken. Beyond that, for next week, who knows? But that there alone makes this team a wee bit different. Plus, those newly acquired guys get another week of understanding what to do. Hey, here's our play calls, those play calls. Just to get somebody to be able to do something under stress and duress where they don't stop their feet and can just play without thinking. That's tough at any level. I'm going to be just using my team as an example. You can tell when people do things normally when they're not stressed, and then when they're under stress, sometimes that affects people. And at the professional level, I'm trying to remember who it was last Thursday night. Maybe it was Adams. I don't remember. It was one of the Lions defenders, and he'd only been here a couple days or whatever it was, or maybe a week. They got him in. The Packers did a great scheme. And this, I want to say, was in the third quarter, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. Well, they got him in a scheme where he had to basically do a switch. Lions crossing patterns, and they were going to bump coverage and such. And then he picked him up but forgot where to go. Adams, I'm pretty sure it was Adams. He didn't negotiate that very well, and it led to, I want to say, like a 19-yard gain for the Packers. Now, will he have that same issue a week from now when he's digested more of the information? He can do it from, without thinking. I'd say he'd probably be much better out there. See, Jess, greetings, salutations in Dan Gamble I trust. I think at this point, man, gambling man Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan Campbell, whatever you want to call him, he's probably earned all the trust you could ask for out of Lions fans. At least I would hope. Let's see, Papa Noel, to all a great day, I believe, exclamation point, go Detroit Lions, back at you. Art, MCDC, the Lionheart. Yes, he is. Brother Ken, the nerve of Matt Patricia and Mr. I love 24-year-old women for trying to get credit for our success. Hey, it's all comes down to your PR department, I guess is what he'll say. Flathead, Bo Booth, J-Mo's play is enough to change your mind about J-Mo. He has really improved in how I can consider talent or target. See, he is more than a deep threat. Route tree has expanded a lot. Yeah, and I know, Flathead, we talked about it this offseason last year. I really discredit a lot of Jameson Williams' early struggles in the NFL to his college coaches. Because if you go back and watch him in college, now you watch him his rookie year, which, be honest, his rookie year was jack anyways, the knee injury and stuff. But watch how he would get in and out of breaks. Even last year, watch how he'd get out of breaks. Watch his foot placement. Watch his uses of the elbows to shift weight and get in and out of a cut. He didn't really seem to know any of that stuff. And to me, that tells me at Ohio State and then Alabama, they just said, hey, be an athlete, be the faster guy out there. They didn't do anything to really develop him. But what you've seen now that he's been here, and a lot of different coaches, not just one or two, deserve credit for it. But he's become an NFL wide receiver. I'm not going to say he's elite, but you know what? He's starting to get up there. He's starting to get pretty dang good. And that's going to obviously help the Detroit Lions for the foreseeable future. Jameson Williams has put in a ton of work, and that's credit to a lot of people involved here in Detroit. Quentin, let's see. Greetings, salutations, y'all. Man, oh man, did we need a weekend off of this team? Glad we got it for them. Yeah, they needed some rest for sure, and I think you're going to see going down the stretch, the fact that the Lions more or less have had 2 bye weeks this season. Talk about right place at the right time early in the season when we're all beat up, got that week 5 one. Well, now this week you get basically another weekend off, week of rest. It's perfectly timed. Matty B, Jason Berry, root for Atlanta, root for an incredibly physical game between Buffalo and the Rams, so they're worn out against us. Root for the Panthers and for whoever else you'd like. There you go. I'd say that's a pretty good list there, Matty B. Brother Ken Woodscar, you're right. He lost so much weight, I barely recognize him. Yeah, maybe. Again, I haven't paid attention to him. Any injury updates? None as of yet. My anticipation is, Osmo, that we'll probably get that tomorrow. My guess is when Lions, at least the coaches, will return tomorrow. Players, I'm anticipating probably come in some tomorrow for treatment, but as far as all in earnestness, they'll be back on Tuesday and then Wednesday on the field. Can it be Ozempic isn't the healthiest way to lose weight? Yeah, Jen knows all about that stuff. This is more her wheelhouse than mine. She's explained it to me a few times. I kind of get it, but I don't do that jazz, so I don't pay attention. I drink my Mountain Dew and I work out. How about that? See, JDC, woo! The defense, 100%. Somebody's calling me, so they're going to have to wait until after the show. Okay, good morning, Dew Crew, exclamation point. Next stop on our train to the Super Bowl, 13-1, Roar Lions. I'm down with that. I'm roaring for them the entire way. Flathead Frank, a lot of neutral observers have been defending the Packers got robbed, and Kirby is a dirty player narrative. J.J. Watt defended Kirby. Yeah, I don't see where they got robbed at all. I mean, I get emotions happen, and sometimes you're going to have that feeling. We all get it as Lions fans. We've been robbed for decades. But I don't see anything out there where I know they're talking about the crossing pattern in the middle where they got flagged for an illegal screen. Hey, that happened. That was clear as day. I didn't see anything about it. But I don't hear any of the Packers fans in just using Thursday night alone. There was a pass interference. I thought that should have been called. I'm pretty sure it was on against Jamison Williams, but the refs clearly didn't call it. So do the officials miss him? Absolutely. There was another time when D. Monty had the ball. There was a big pile up, and then one of the Packers, after the whistles had already been heard, one of the Packers, I want to say it was a linebacker, comes up and jumps on the pile. You cannot do that. And the fact that's in a dead ball situation where everybody can clearly see it without any kind of obstructed view, and the fact that wasn't a 15-yard personal foul penalty, the Packers escaped that too. And then you can go through the game. I don't care what level of sport it is. I don't care, what game it is, basketball, football, baseball. There are going to be missed calls. And it's just the only people that whine about it are obviously losers. You never hear a winning team whine about it. Well, we didn't get this call. We didn't get that call. Why? You can't get better than a win. So we'll go with that. Lauren, we got some time off injuries. We prodded today. We'll have all the way to next Saturday to see who's healthy. Yeah, well, a lot of people will be healing up pretty quick here. Voltron Force, drink more Mountain Dew. Seems to work for Coach. It does, man. I swear by it. Lions Talk Live fan, let's get some guys back next week. I think we will. I think we'll probably have a few guys back. Burger Time, good morning, brother. Hookadoo, go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Lions Talk Live fan, I don't do sugar. Hey, don't have to do it, man. It works for some people, doesn't for others. See, Lauren, anyone that see Nick Wright say that Jared Goff is going to win MVP, man, that's quite the tune switch, don't you think? Wasn't Nick Wright the guy that was kind of bashing Goff, saying he wasn't anything? But I also get with national media, and not that all forms of media don't do it to a certain degree. National media, they need you to watch because right now there are so many places for you to go to watch, content on any subject out there. But especially in the sports world, there's a reason why ESPN is struggling. They're no longer the worldwide, in my opinion, the worldwide leader of sports. You can get that information anywhere nowadays. And you've got, Fox, CBS, YouTube people. You got so many different people talking about the same subjects. People like Nick Wright, they want to stay employed. They want to stay well paid and employed. They've got to find ways to hit that emotional button from fans and say, man, I've got to see what this guy is saying now. So good for him for being good at his job. All right, watch out for teams that have nothing to lose. Correct. The Eagles may be in a surprise day. To be fair to the Panthers, we can all say, man, Philly's going to have an easy game. But they pushed, Kansas City to the last second. I want to say they pushed Green Bay to the last second. And there's probably some other teams I'm not considering because I don't really pay attention to the Panthers. But those off the top of my head seem to come into play. Whether or not they can do it to Philly, I don't know. But we'll find out later today, right? Well, again, Coach Dan, let's have a contest for a nickname for the Lions offense, defense, and special teams. I'm down with that, man. If you guys want to come up with some cool nicknames for all the above, go ahead and throw it in the comment section. Let's do it. David, Coach Campbell went for it 8 times on 4th down against the Packers this year and was successful 7 times. How many touchdowns and field goals did those attempts accomplish? I can think of 2 touchdowns, obviously Thursday, where we went for it on 4th down and got them. As far as beyond that, I don't know off the top of my noggin there, Dave, but you're right. You want to know why you beat the Packers both games? Probably that reason alone. Henry, Jared Goff should definitely win MVP awards. I think he's going to be in the conversation. Whether or not he wins the thing, and I don't know. You get to this point in the season, as long as everybody just kind of holds ground where they're at with things, then it just becomes a popularity contest. Now, going down the stretch here, if somebody just has some massive game, hey, I threw for 600 yards in the first quarter or something like that, or 15 touchdowns before halftime, that's probably going to push voters. But really at this point, I think most voters probably have their minds somewhat made up. You're going to have to hit a home run here or there to probably really push that Goff over the top to win it. But doesn't mean it couldn't happen. I don't think because of the way the Lions play that he's going to do anything outlandish to really secure enough votes to win it. But maybe I'm wrong. Lauren, defense should be the mystery men with all the injuries. That might not be a bad idea because they're definitely the unknown guys. David, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you. JDC, Puff, woo, Coffee, and Lions Talk Live. Good to always. Phil, good morning. Back at you. Lauren, JDC, right with you, buddy. Brother Ken, will some please tell me why Jared Goff gets very little respect from ESPN? He's just not flashy. That's my opinion, at least. He's just not flashy enough. More, one of my friends is a Packers fan. I should give him a Lions hat for Christmas. You should. You should be very thoughtful and caring like that. Lions Talk Live fan, sooner rather than later, even the naysayers have to come around for the Lions. I would think at this point, man, if you're really thinking the Lions aren't good, you're really just entrenched emotionally in that stance. Probably nobody's talking you out of it. What rumors? Rumors about the coaching staff, who might be going where, whatever, some returning players, etc. There you go. Pierce, rumors of injured people coming back. There was some of that. Hopefully you caught it in the show. Robert, greetings, and back at you. Big D, morning crew, back at you as always, Big D. Any more, Brother Ken? It's because of the media bad talking him. We have seen this before. It's called brainwashing. Yeah, probably. Robert, good morning. Same to you. Trim Reaper, you sound like you again, Coach. Hey, I'm getting there. He's back. Oh, yeah. I'm going to give a lot of credit to Friday night's game coaching because it was a packed gym. Great game for both teams. Win or lose for both teams. Obviously, we would have wished to have had 2 points more, so we would have won by 1 point, but it is what it is. I'll take it. I thought it was a great learning opportunity for the kids. But yeah, I had to be very vocal in that game, and that seemed to have busted up a lot of the phlegm stuck in my chest. Oh, Wayne, let's flip and go. Dan, love the show. Thanks for that, man. Love having you here. Love being a Lions fan. Exclamation point. Woo! Good morning. Back at you. Coach Rock, good morning. All finally since Thanksgiving, I don't have to shovel this morning. Woo! I'm glad for you there, my friend. I've never seen anything close to what the Packers fans are doing as far as ref complaining is going. Yeah, it's because it's in their defense. They've been on the right side of the scoreboard enough where they don't have to worry about it. Now that they're on the wrong side, and let's be fair, they've lost something. And don't hold me to the stat. I want to say they've lost 5 of 6 games in a row now to the Lions, or 5 of the last 6 games is probably a better way to term it. So now they're starting to be like we were back in the days. JDC, Manager 8 Ball says Lions Super Bowl? Question mark. Hex, yeah, I'll go with that. Berg time. Rumors of Ben Johnson and AG leaving for head coaching jobs. Correct. And I think you'll have other Lions personnel being sought after by front offices, other coaching spots. It won't just be those two. Doug, what better time to decorate the Christmas tree and spend a stress-free Sunday of teams that will possibly get worse but not closer? All right, we'll go with that. And good morning, by the way. Keith, good morning. Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. The replacements did a dang good job. Let's give them a woo. You know what? You're right, man. Let's give them all a 1, 2, 3. And there you go. The guys that have filled in, especially this past Thursday, they did a phenomenal job. Trim Reaper, good morning, everyone. Back at you. Hookadoo, good morning, my brother. Burger Time, One Pride. Let's see, Big D, the replacements love it. Yes, they came in and did exponentially well. Alrighty, don't sleep on Pat O'Connor and what he might add going forward. No, I think they found a great rotational piece. There have been, I forgot to mention it during the rumor segments, but there's also been some emerging reports John Kaminsky might be returning. If he returns, I mean, obviously you're going to have to let somebody else go to bring somebody back, but assuming Kaminsky's healthy, assuming he's got gas in the tank, can go. I know we talked about it earlier this week, but you think about all these new parts they have on the defense. I think the defense is going to be exponentially better than it was at the start of the season because the depth for the defense has gotten so dang good. We'll have to wait and see what shakes, though. Wayne, Packers fans still crying. Watch out, Packers. Seattle is not a bye week. No, you're right. Seattle is, that West division, they're all playing for a chance to win it. I think everybody's still got a chance with a month to go. The Trim Reaper, are we getting close to seeing Hutch again? Can't wait. I think yes, personally, based on the medically qualified people's responses, I think if the Lions really get the first round bye, or even if they don't, let's just say they don't get the first round bye, they're in the first week of the playoffs, I think they win that game. You start hearing talk about Hutchinson out on the field. Now, the tough part for the Lions are going to be, in my opinion, if you activate him and put him on the 53-man roster, who do you let go? Because my guess is in that scenario in the playoffs, Hutchinson, if you do it like, say, week 1 of the playoffs or whatever, he's probably not ready to go at that point. So you're going to kind of short staff yourself a little bit, but I guess we'll wait and see and deal with it as it happens. James, I heard that Ben Johnson said he doesn't want to leave Detroit. I know his wife and kids don't want him to leave Detroit, but that's going to have to be a family decision, obviously, there. JC, I'd rather be dead than at Cheddarhead. Probably a lot of people like that. You're going to see Greg Manistee, Duke Crew, good. Hey, good morning to you, too, and good to see you, King. See, Lauren, Port Huron Duke Crew. Yes, hey, I've been to Port Huron a few times. Phil, no hair gel today, Daniel? No, I did not put any. I don't really use hair gel. I use hand lotion. So just like the lotion you would use on your hands, I just, I've done that for like 30 years or whatever it was in my hair. See, Hardy, add Decker plus DJ Reader, Liam, Pascal, and Anslone back. And this team is rocking and they are shaking. I think you're right. You're going to be seeing them all back pretty quick here. Lauren, Phil, it's too early. Yep, might be some truth to that too. Robert, I love local Lions talk. I am from Pawpaw. Hey, let's go Pawpaw. Couldn't be prouder. If you can't hear us, we'll yell a little louder. See, James, as long as we have Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, I don't care who leaves. There you go with that. Jim, it would be crazy for anyone to want to leave to go and start all over again. Yeah, probably some truth to that, but some people will just because of opportunity, paychecks, and stuff like that. Phil, Green Bay comes from from Wisconsin. I'll go with that. Flathead, I think that Ben Johnson is only taking interviews if he will take a specific offer. I think Ben will stay because his family wants him here. I think at the end of the day, there's going to have to be some real big zeros behind that one in order to acquire him. But, that's probably going to be between him and his wife, and the kids will have a say too. Lauren, Aaron Glenn will take a head coaching job because, a head coaching job. Ben Johnson is going to stick around till his Cinderella slipper opportunity comes. Maybe. AG likely will take the New Orleans jobs. I think that's probably a sound idea because of where his family is located, the proximity to, if I'm not mistaken, Texas, where most of his family resides. Plus, obviously, he has ties there as well. Let's see, James, Bears fans want Ben Johnson. I don't think he would go there. Never know, man. Never know. Lauren, Ben's boss, a.k.a. his wife, wants to stay in Michigan. I get that. And I know I've mentioned it on the show before, but I didn't have to deal with it a ton. But I will say this. I know a lot of friends in coaching. That was one of the tougher parts for them every time they would take a new job, either professionally or on the college level, is switching around because kids have to leave schools. They have to make new friends. It is tough. It is very tough when you take a new assignment and how it impacts your family. Burger time. Matt LaFleur is a tool bag. I'll go with that. Lions Talk Live fan. Coach went back to sleep. Nope, I'm right here, man. Right here, rocking and shaking. Hardy, someone text him. I would think I was on air by 7:09. Let's see. Mike, a rookie year. I feel TA is going well. Second and third year, way better. I'll go with that. Bo, 4,675. Hey, Robert, I'm also from Pawpaw. Yeah, I think we've got a few fans from Pawpaw. Hardy, TA will be great in the playoffs. I'll go with that. I think he's already, in my opinion, looking better. But yes, could he still improve more? Absolutely. Robert, good morning, Moonscar. Phil, Jared Goff nominated for Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's a big deal that not many are mentioning. You're not wrong, Phil. That probably should be a video Unfortunately, I just haven't got to it, but thank you. I think you're spot on with that. Bird time, Arnold has improved each week. Yes, the penalties get me mad, but he is a rookie. Overall, he's doing a decent job. Patience will pay off, guys. He's going to be a legit quarterback. Yeah, I think so too. If you've been a Lions fan for a while, I can remember like Slay, his rookie and sophomore years were not very good by any mention or any kind of judgment level. The other one that comes to mind as far as guys who start off pretty badly, I guess would be a polite way to word it, and then improved exponentially would be Ray Crockett. And yes, that's going back to the, Ray Crockett, I want to say was drafted in 90, but yeah, you get it. You're going back way, but he ended up being dang good. And I was so mad when they let him go and sign with Denver. A Lions Talk Live fan had to refresh page. Okay, maybe that's all it was, man. See, Doug Cooper DeJean, best rookie quarterback of my strong opinion, but bet he makes pro. Could be indeed. Let's see, Phil, Pro Football Focus can be hacks. Yes, they're grading measures. At times I agree with it. Other times I'm like, man, what are they seeing that I'm missing, I guess. Moonscar, Phil, you are aware each team has a nominee, ? Goff is ours. Still a great honor. Just wondering if you knew that there are 32 nominated. There you go. Phil, year. All right. Phil, yes, but 2 finalists. Goff is 1. Correct. Lauren, it felt like a lifetime without Hutch. It's been a minute. Moonscar, didn't know if you were whittled down to 2 already. Okay, could be. Phil, or maybe not. That I don't know. Alrighty, Moonscar might have to fill in for Dan today. I'm on the air, man. I'm on the air. Let's see, Chuck W. in Ben Johnson's shoes. I'd find out when Andy Reid is planning to retire and get someone over there. Yeah, could be. That'd be a good spot for him. James, he shouldn't pay until next year. Don't rush him. He's our future. Okay. Phil, could be wrong. Usually am. It happens, man. I'm there too. JDC, new drink at the Woo Bar, Buffalo Billy beer, stuff that just plain, yes, stinks. All right, go with that, Phil, just as my wife. All right, King SJ, 12 wins and counting, ! On to Buffalo. Yes, we are. We're moving on to that one. Bill, I like bonuses. Who doesn't? Like to bring Gunny, howdy Dan Duke crew, and back at you, Gunny. King SJ can't wait to have Hutch back on the field, wherever that may be. Yeah, it may happen. It could happen this year, could happen next year. I'm not here to say when it will happen, but it does sound, according to the medically qualified people, that you're probably looking at a real good chance of him being back in the playoffs, some level of the playoffs. Moonscar, yeah, I just looked it up. Everyone Google Walter Payton Man of the Year award and vote for Goff. Yes, go ahead and cast your vote if you haven't already. Billy Beer, ! I saw one once, didn't like the smell. Okay. Marcus, good morning. Is Scooby-Doo crew and Dan. Let's go Lions. Woo! Mustard, all right. I'm down with that. And good morning to you too. Phil Moonscar. James, we will be dangerous at full strength, maybe unbeatable. Yeah, we get all these guys back on D. I mean, give a lot of credit to the guys who've been filling in, plus Aaron Glenn, plus the whole franchise, man. But when you start getting all these, players that I'm assuming you're going to say are better players, that's why they've been here and starting, this defense becomes pretty dang good. Alrighty, someone mentioned that Dan is going for those 4th downs to condition our players not to pucker up and will help them when they do it in the playoffs. I do believe a ton in emotional conditioning, even though players may not always enjoy it. I do believe in putting fire under feet just so you become more adjusted emotionally and mentally to it. It's been my mantra for a gajillion years as a coach, get on players a lot, because if it rattles them now, you want them to get to the point where, say, by the playoffs, it doesn't rattle them anymore, so they can process information a little bit better and on a higher level in stressful situations. If you do that now, then, hopefully, as long as they grow and mature like you would have them in practice or whatever, then they're going to be much better for it. Let's see, George. Dan, any good news on Thor's broken arm? As far as I know, it's all healing well and fine. You're probably 2 weeks away from him probably being back on the sidelines for Detroit. James, Dan Campbell has my utmost respect and trust. I'm good with whatever decisions he makes in games. Yeah, nobody's going to bat 1,000. There's going to be times things don't work. Nobody hits every jump shot. Nobody, completes every pass, et cetera, et cetera. But Dan Campbell, he's done a pretty good job and at a pretty high clip. James, nor in the North Division. Okay. Let's see. Rock M with Hutch. It's good to be young and focus on healing with all the gadgets they have nowadays to help out. Yeah. And, Phil can speak to this. I can somewhat. They have a lot of products nowadays out there or abilities to help stimulate bone growth, regeneration, recovery, things that most of us just aren't going to be able to have access to because, unfortunately, we don't have the cash for it. Detroit Lions, they've got the cash for it. So I think that's aiding him, and not just him, other players as well, Derek Barnes, Anzalonia, amongst others, come to mind for people that are probably healing up faster than others. And again, referencing last year with James Houston and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Keith, let's see, Aidan Hutchinson return is inevitable. His output is up to him. Yeah, I think that's the other thing. We can all say what we want about us, but that athlete going over the top, to do whatever they can to get back, Hutchinson does seem well ahead of the curve. David A.G. would be good in Dallas. Could be a good part for him too. Yeah, good opportunity for him. Marcus, is it me or does the Lions team remind you of the 2010 Saints? There's probably some good similarities there. Yeah, 100%. And considering where Dan Campbell and A.G. come from, yeah, they probably base a lot on their experiences down there in New Orleans. ARF, good morning, sports fans. Back to you, my friend. Love the thumbnail, by the way. Flathead, O'Connor has passed Broderick Martin and Kaminsky, in your opinion. Woo! I'm down with that. I agree with you. I think O'Connor's added a lot of flavor to that defensive line as far as the rotations. Broderick Martin, hey, he hasn't done much in 2 years, but what I saw out of him Thursday, I didn't dislike. I liked what I saw. You could see where he's still got to improve without question, but he's a second-year guy who's he's come a long way, in my opinion. Kaminsky, I have no idea. We're going to have to wait when he gets back from injury to grade him. Maybe if Ben and AG leave, they better go for faraway AFC teams. It might be, but we'll see what shakes. Pierce, I think Aaron Glenn goes to New Orleans and Shepard will be defense coordinator. I would like that just because it would be a more seamless transition, in my opinion. All right, guys, I'm going to have to start powering through some of these to get through. I probably talked too much today. Sorry about that, but let me try to get some people who haven't been on as much. George, love to see AG go to the Jets. I'm down with that. Berg time. Right here in Detroit would be just fine with me. Okay, Marcus, AG will be the Saints' next coach. Might be. ARF, AFC only, please. Pierce, I think Ben Johnson is waiting for the Bengals job. Might be. James Cleef Raymond, yeah, probably about another 2 weeks or so he'll be back. Good call on that, James. Let's see. Also, James. And a perfect world would keep our coaches, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, people want to advance their careers. People want bigger paychecks, etc. George, Ben Johnson hopefully will stay. Hopefully, Wayne need to keep the coaching staff together to build a dynasty. Let's see what they can do. Lauren, I want to see DJ Reader come back. Alex Anzalone, Josh Pascal. Yeah, hopefully they're all back sooner versus later. The centralizer, if Hutch is headed healed, then let him play. If he's ready medically, mentally, yes. Let's go Lions. Woo! That's where I'm at with things. Maybe Martha needs to open the checkbook for both to say, yeah, you probably have to make him an offer they wouldn't refuse. So Bart Starr was the first winner of the Man of the Year award and only Packer to do it. Small market teams don't typically win. I agree with that. Lions have never had a winner. Go vote multiple times. Let's win one. Let's see what they do. See, Thomas Bergman at this point has been a disappointment. He was hoping he could make some kind of impact this year. Maybe. We'll see. There's still some time. He's been obviously fighting injuries. JDC, Marcus, yep, it does. Hence that defense. I'm down with that. The Hawks coaches are going to have to give Aidan Hutchinson extra scrutiny. Watch him closely in agility training. Coaches should not be afraid to bench Hutch if it appears at all. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be worried about it. If they feel he can help, fine. If not, then he has to sit on the sidelines. Joseph, the coaches for the Lions are on a mission to win the Super Bowl or their contract ends, and then they will seek bigger titles in the NFL. Probably. Coach Rock, if our corners take head coaching jobs, let's be in the AFC. I'll see what happens. All right, let's see. Marcus, Bill Parcells famously said you got to have balls to win in this game, and the Lions are ready to show they've got what it takes. I'll go with that. Hardy, so it has been live for 20 minutes and that never refreshed my video. Sorry, catching up. It happens, man. It happens. Yeah, that part I can't control, but glad to have you here, as always, my friend. Centralizer, hopefully Atlanta can pull off the upside today. Let's hope so. FT all. Okay, I'll go with that. Greg, the Dirty Birds have the secret play for Minnesota. Let's hope so, my friend. Ransom, anywhere but NFC. Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, keep them in the AFC if they got to leave. Johnny Gaz, if that is. Good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Have a great Sunday. Back at you, my friend. We got to get you on the show again sometime, my friend. Remember, Couldn't get flexed to 8-20 Sunday or Monday night. Yeah, could get. Maybe. It could be indeed. Let's see. Other people that haven't been on Dine Drinks, Green Salutations, Turkey Chili Weekend. Hey, man, I saw those pictures you sent, man, and I do love me some chili. Let's see. Trim Reaper, that was a Bush League fine. Yeah, they should have hit him, in my opinion, a lot heavier. Joe C., good morning. Coach Dan Duker almost missed the show. Going to have to go back and watch the beginning of it. It happens, man. And yeah, I've got to. We're going to have to talk this weekend, my friend. Ezra Gray, good morning. Dan Duku, Super Bowl bound Detroit Lions, back at you. Hopefully it's a great morning, my friend. Good to see you. It feels like it's been a minute since I've seen you. See, Mr. Fusion, there you go. Good morning. I had my big Christmas concert last night. I was singing and playing like you like with the song of joy to the world, and Lions be making it to the Super Bowl this year. I think the Lions have a real good chance to make it to the Super Bowl. What I miss? Hey, just some Lions rumors and basically everybody chatting about it. Nine Drinks, what Lions have and didn't make playoffs? We'll find out. I think we will make the playoffs. Let's see, JDC, Lions Talk Live. Whiteboard. We'll have to work on that. Kurt Steele, Man of Steel. What up, though, Duke Crew? What's up with you, Man of Steel? Oh, I knew that. Thanks, Maddie. James, Nine Drinks, what we already clinched. Yes, we have already clinched a playoff spot. Correct. Let's see, Dr. Troy, Coach, told you Dan Gamble would be back last week. Yes, you were spot on with that, my friend. JK, where can I bind a Moon's Rocket with a Moon's Rocket with PCP? That I don't know. Don't know. Good morning, Lauren, said Kurt Steele. Boss up, baby, 100%, Dr. Detroit. ARF, Ramblin' Gambling Man, Dan. I'll go with that. Let's see. Looking for people who haven't been on. Chimo going to have 1,000 yards or 1,100. He's got 760. Yeah, I think he'll end up with 1,000, or she should be, I would think. Let's see. Southwest, all right, enough with Matt Patricia. He was trash. Leave that bum in the past. The new Lions. Correct. I'm down with you there. Greg, what is going on with Iffy? No new word on him as of late. Yeah, Iffy lost his fingers. He apparently damaged the finger pretty bad. See, T-Bone Lokes, I think Pascal could return also. I think he'll be back, if not the Buffalo game, the game after that, right around there at least. Rob, if he is injury prone, always has been. There's a lot of truth to that. Rick, do you think other teams sign or release players, or do you think we get play calls? To get our play calls, it does happen where teams acquire a player that's been more recently released by a team to try to get some kind of inside information. That's happened forever, unfortunately. Carlos, I'm an Eagles fan, but I always have love for the Lions. I really hope we meet each other in the NFC championship game. That's going to be a great one. I think so. Right now, I think most of us would say that's where things are looking for sure. All right, Lauren, dang autocorrect. Yeah, it gets us all, my friend. Coach Rock, didn't hear Green Bay whine when Aaron Rodgers got time after time to throw the Hail Mary until they caught one. Yes, agreed. They were suspiciously silent on that. See, Miles Myers, Stafford's standard that dirty Kirby slander on live TV last year, and it stuck another gift for Stafford. Yeah, Stafford he's chiseled away at some of his goodwill here. Jay-Z, Lions fanatic, started seeing Legend of Boom yesterday, and I love it. I'm down with that. Disciplined greetings and prayers for Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Exclamation point, hope you are better. Getting there, definitely. Any idea who may be on off IR by the Bills game? We'll find out. Probably tomorrow will be my anticipation, friend. The Bo Booth, the immortal defense. I like that one. I like that one indeed, just because the history reference. Man Bear, defense, Thunder, offense, Lightning. I'm down with that. Verbal Kent, always love the name. I prefer not being on ESPN, darling. ESPN can stink. Yeah, they can do that. 100%, 100%. Burger time. 33-8 last 41 games. That's legit. That's not being talked about enough. You are spot on with that. 100%. Moonscar, the BTA defense. All right. James, ESPN, owned by Disney. Enough said. Probably true. True grit, focus is all we are doing now. 100%. Stay focused, stay healthy. 9 drinks. No, maybe we got to work on that with a couple of different people. No wrench yet. I got to work on that. Contact me. How about that? ARF, I quoted Coach Dan to quote another host stream with the fact that Goff's 8th record this year is a record for setting records. That is such an amazing thing. You're not wrong. And, I know we've talked a lot this season, and other people have too, to be fair, national media, whatever, about Goff's, the different records he's setting. But the fact he set so many just this year, and to be fair, in the 4 years he's been in Detroit. He set an NFL record his very first game against the 49ers with Detroit. He set a lot of NFL records, I guess what I could say, in his time here. See, here's Johnny. Lions bring in character guys. They do. They pay attention to who you are as a person. So, Richard, caught the live show. Nice greetings and salutations. Good to see you, my friend. As always, it has been a minute. Derek, can Kaminsky win the job back from a replacement? Question mark. Who do you cut to bring him back? That's going to be the big question with a lot of people when they return. Who do you let go to return these guys? Avery T. Nobody is talking about Matt. All right. Yeah, that's true. JDC. Z Factor. It is. Here's Johnny. Poor Packers heads imploding. They probably are, or maybe even exploding. Avery T. No one is talking about Muhammad. This guy is bringing massive problems. Yeah, I've been very impressed with him. His time here, he's really helped us out while he's been asked to fill in. Dave Campbell, Ben and AG stay put, build legacy, maybe. More Sudfield here, go Lions, I'm down with that. Ryan, my bold prediction is Panthers 27, Eagles 23. Wouldn't that be something? Francisco, I think if the Lions win the Super Bowl, Ben Johnson definitely stays to try to go back-to-back, but I think AJ is leaving. Yeah, probably some truth to that. Thanks to Sarge. Yeah, thanks for him coming on and waking up yesterday. Dean Martin, there you go. Ben Johnson is loved here in Detroit, and none of us want anybody them leaving for anywhere. I say win a Super Bowl or two, and then let's talk about them moving on. Fans ready to fight to keep this team. Yes, I think the fans definitely want to keep the band together. All right, Ryan, Lions will promote from within, probably. Rob, if Packers can't beat us with practice squad players, the defense line sure can't beat us with healthy starters. I would think there's probably a lot of truth to that. Miles Martin, my parents moved us from us every 2 to 3 years cross country. Hated it. Yeah. And it's not easy on kids. And that's what I was saying earlier with coaching. JDC, happy trails. Go Lions victory. Down with that. Until tomorrow, Danielle. We'll see you then, Moonscar. Let's see. 89, Dr. Funk. What is that? Defense name, Inglorious Bastards. I'll go with that. Let's see. Phil Hutch got stem cells. Maybe he did. That might be. PL Kyle, what do you got? No need to rush the young guy. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think he's rushing himself. How about that? And along with the medical staff. Miles Barker, Lions players waking up this morning in good mood. 12-1 Sunday off mostly. I would agree with that. Couple more here, and then I'm out of here. Rob Campbell had to be aggressive offensively that game because the defense was decimated. Correct. He knew the offense had to carry us. I agree with that 1,000%. See, disciplined. We can't lose to that team. The refs are in their pocket from the Packers fans / perspective. The narrative has changed. Super Bowl. I agree 100%. It's refreshing to see the other team pull off those complaints. Hey, Dan and Duke Crew, another beautiful Sunday. Go Lions. I'm down with that. Let's see. Anybody else here hasn't been on in a minute? Let's see. Camping in the forest. Sure would be nice to put a couple of games in between the Lions and the NFC teams. Jinx on Philly and Minnesota. I'd be very okay with it. Brent, one pride. Happy trails. Same to you. See, True Grit, wish we could use another one bites the dust again. Yeah, I wonder if we can. Let's see, Dave, JMO should get 1K easily. Heck yes, I'll down with that. David, we need some of our boys back. I think they're coming back pretty quick here. Philippines on man. Hey, Dan the man, another great show, bro. Thank you. Anytime, my friend. Hopefully you have a good one. Pete, they rigged the season for y'all to win. Maybe, and I'll take it if they did. So hopefully they did. You know, if they're rigging it for Detroit, then they're probably rigging it for other people in the past. Let's see, JDC. Pete, the 2-member is thank you. Yeah, I'll take it 100%, man. Rob, Green Sanitation Coach Dan Duker, the Lions are the grooviest at you. Good to see you, as always. So, all right, guys, if there is some sort of breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that march to 11,700. Also, before you check out, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, that like button. As you guys know, it helps the channel out a ton. So, take care. Enjoy your Sunday off of Detroit Lions. Go root for some people to lose. We'll see you guys all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.
Excuse me, sir. Would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?